Me and my American ancestors lived on Dakota and Iowa, Otoe, and Missouri lands. And on our way out west, before we moved, but also as we were migrating out, we experienced the lands of the Omaha, Pawnee, Ponca, Oglala, Cheyenne, Arapaho, Crow, Shoshone, and Paiute folks. So that's cool because I really do thank them as they were and as they are now for the opportunity to live and work and grow here with them. So thank you. Yeah. So I've been trying to do a little bit of cooking. I really wanted to at least show off the corn cakes that I was going to make last weekend, but things didn't really work out. Interesting thing about sharing that I've come to understand is that it affects my appetite. If I don't think I'm going to be sharing with people, I make less of an effort to make it nice. I don't have the appetite as much when I know I'm going to be eating alone, and over kind of a prolonged period, I've noticed that there are things I don't even think I like anymore because it's not even fun if you're not sharing. And I get my biggest recharge from sharing with others. I think it's one of the things that we're really all meant to do, regardless of who we are, or what we're from, or what have you, what we believe. Sharing is, with the exception of a couple of cultures that exist right now, sharing is pretty central to the way of life throughout the world. It's just we're not doing enough of it. And during COVID, it's really difficult to figure out how to do that. Digital sharing, you don't get as much out of. But I think trying it all is a spiritual act. The act of making an effort, even if you don't see results right away, that's important. And so one of the ways that I'm trying to share is actually, I wasn't sure if I was going to come back on here and make new posts, because I want to I want people to know the things that are on my mind and the things that I'm learning about, because these aren't things I learned before, and I'm pretty fucking woke to be getting some of this stuff now. So I'm hardly the only person who needs to hear it. So sharing that stuff really helps. I've thought about putting myself on a different kind of platform or changing that so that I am more visible. But I don't want to draw attention to myself. I want to do this in a humble way that supports that other folks may not have the self-esteem or the resources or the support to be able to do the things that I'm talking about. And I don't want to discourage anybody in making it look easy, because it's fucking hard. You just don't see that. I just tell you that it is. That's not good enough. But yeah, I don't want this to be at all self-aggrandizing. I mean, I am trying to check in, and this is a social thing for me as well, and it does benefit me. If it didn't benefit me at least a little bit, I'd probably be doing it a different way, right? Because I'm putting myself out there, and the vulnerability and exposure out in the world isn't necessarily a positive thing. And also, there are just some things I'm not going to be talking about because they're not for me to discuss. So, I got to kind of figure that out. But one of the things that I'm going to keep sharing about is, decolonization. A lot of the things that go along with that. If you've never really thought about the folks who were here before you and continue to be here, it might be a good time to ask yourself why you haven't, because now's the time to start. The American Indian population in this country is about 2%, so that's like 6.79 million people, and I think we use that 2% as an excuse to not care, they can't be that unique, and there's not that many of them, so we don't really need to do anything. Well, genocide is the reason why there's 2% in the population. Who knows how much more it would be without that genocide. But yeah, using that very low number as an excuse to not do more and to ignore a population that we really owe many amends to. We have a lot of work to do, and recognizing that they exist is one of those things. And also like the removal of lifeways, intergenerational trauma caused by things like war, but definitely the boarding school system. I'm in class with people who are just now finding out what that is. And I really wish that they would make folks take things in an order as to be respectful, because you can't be like talking about specific strategies for therapy if you don't know the history of the people. It's fucking offensive. But everyday folks don't really understand or know what the big deal is, or they just ignore that it's a thing. But there's a real soul wound that needs to be mended, and there are a lot of things that white people and other folks in this country that aren't just white people need to be doing to facilitate them healing themselves, and understanding that their medicine is just as valid as ours, honestly, and in a lot of ways definitely better and requiring less. It's definitely more stewardly. These communities are really trying to heal, and they're making big efforts to forgive a people who haven't even acknowledged what they've done. Won't name it, so you can't take responsibility for something that you refuse to name and acknowledge. So that makes it really difficult for them to move forward, and we really need to just get it done. Like, it's really uncomfortable, and it hurts, and it sucks, and it's real. That's the thing is, it's real, so you can't go ignoring it anymore. Gotta do the work. Yeah, and I often feel like I can't talk about voodoo shit, or I feel like sometimes kind of embarrassed when someone hears that I'm playing something, like maybe something like a round dance song, or just something that is really obviously like not, it's world music of some kind. God, world music is just such a terrible name. Super white supremacist. Yeah. Just knowing that this entire group of people nobody's supposed to talk about ever is fucking insane. It's fucking insane. No wonder people are so fucking unhappy living in, this bullshit. But yeah, if they feel that way, that's the least I can do to make myself slightly uncomfortable, to make their existence visible, and then hopefully folks can do their own work there. And that's the other thing I'm going to talk about is what I will be doing is putting in links so that you can kind of see a couple things that I wanted to share through the week, because I think if I talk too much, it's going to make you not look. Let these folks speak for themselves, or whatever it is. So I got a few things. I've got Fatser Gvanchik is my favorite Mongolian throat singer. I have quite a few, but he's definitely my favorite Mongolian throat singer. He's fucking great. He's wonderful. I'm gonna send you a link to something that he did with his daughter. It's super cute. Yeah, he's fucking hot too. He's really cool. Nice videos with him, and he teaches some lessons and things, I think, on YouTube, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, experiencing indigeneity in different places through different lenses. It's really fucking cool. Everybody should be doing that. I've got a link to Rosalie Fish's TED Talk. I think everybody should look at that as well. It's good all the way through. It's freaking great. I'm so glad I found it. There's also this project called No No Boy. Julian, it sounds like Santorini, but it's not. I don't remember his last name. But No No Boy is a project where for different years he tells a story, a running narrative about the experiences of Asian immigrants in our country, and it's really, really cool. It's not a kind of music that I usually go for, but historically it's really important, and when I was painting last week I put it on, and I was really glad that I did. So maybe you will too. But there are a couple of different ones. One of them, I think there's 1945, 1975. They're both really good. And then I just found, well, it was procured for me by an instructor. The most helpful and empowering, like I can actually do something now, document I've ever read about white supremacy. I'm going to pass that along to you because I expect you to use it. Yeah, have a look at it. It's an easy, quick read. It's only a few pages. It's not difficult to read, but it will empower you to be able to dismantle white supremacy in your own life, and with your own power in your own space, by working on some of the behaviors that kind of help to propagate that. Things that I've noticed have been really unhealthy in our culture for a long time, but now I really understand the machinery more. And after reading that, I think that you will too. So, this isn't a perfect post. I don't give a shit. I'm going to go out for a little bit because it's really, really nice out. Oh, you know what? Thank you for letting me post about the narcissistic behavior last week. I'm actually surprised that someone from the situation that I really had on my mind when I posted it, reached out, and I was able to give them an ear, for one, let them kind of talk about some of the things that I kind of knew were going on, and be able to find a way forward for them to at least accept what was going on and maybe kind of think about the possibilities for what they can change. And how they want to have more conversations with the person in question in the future. So that was really, really cool. You never really know if you're, sometimes you get a little too close to a situation and you don't really want to get involved, but it took me some time to think about how to say things right, and I'm glad that I did, because instead of alienating somebody and getting judgy about their behavior, we all made some headway together. So that was really cool. So thank you for that. Fuck it, I'm gonna go outside. Okay, thank you everyone. Grateful that you're hopefully coming out on the other side of this COVID thing. I look forward to talking to you soon. All right.